Hello guys, Jonesy316 here with the Jonesy Chinwag, another episode of it with Imlemme here. I really obviously wanted to get him on the show and finally have on episode 6. How are you doing, Lemmy?
I'm doing great, man.
I'm glad,
Doing
I'm
great.
glad.
Glad to be here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad, man. So obviously let's do the first question then. Obviously, you do stream Call of Duty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you in the leagues with it?
I am not. I think I aged out of the league a long time ago. I am nowhere near a professional player. I'm just a sweat, just like most people out here trying to play Call of Duty. But I do go to all the majors. The champs was fortunately in my city this year, so it was right up the road. I went to that.
Wow,
So yeah. I participate heavily in Call of Duty. So yeah.
nice, nice. I've got to admit, I'm surprised you're not in the leagues considering your gameplay I've seen on your streams.
Oh, well, I guess that's a compliment. I appreciate it. But yeah,
Yeah.
to be quite honestly, Jonesy, if
Uh,
you ever see these guys in person and actually see them play, it's a completely different world. Like I have so much respect for them. It's insane. Like, and it's kind of like, I don't know what sports you might play, but like for example, I play golf, just kind of like on the side, right? And I'm also not very good at it, but at least I know how to play the game, right?
yeah.
But then like you go to an actual tournament and you see the placement of the ball, like some of these guys hit, it's insane. And it's like, how did they do that? So it's the same with Call of Duty, man. Like the amount of time these guys spend practicing and perfecting their craft, it shows when they actually, are on the big stage.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Hey,
For sure.
Shay Horner, how you doing? Obviously, this is I'm. Let me ask him a question. You can, obviously, you do know that. This is one of the
Hey, what's
people
going
who
on?
actually came up with the name. Jay Horner did.
Oh, with Chinwag?
Yeah, he came up with the name Chinwag, as we were discussing
Nice.
earlier. But yeah, obviously, as I've also said, I did see you in the, what was it, the other day? You were streaming it, and you were
Yeah.
in, was it a tournament or something? You were somewhere.
In Call of Duty?
Yeah, I think you were somewhere like it looked like a game con or something like that.
I was
Yeah,
at DreamHack. I was
yeah.
at DreamHack. Yeah,
DreamHack.
yeah.
So what?
DreamHack,
What,
yes.
what is that? Because obviously I was trying to understand it, but obviously,
Yeah, for sure. No, DreamHack is a gaming conference. It's just
yeah,
like TwitchCon.
yeah,
And so I got invited to be a content creator for DreamHack, somewhat of an ambassador, so to speak. Just kind of get the word out for people who, like yourself, or others who may or may not know about DreamHack, or people who know about DreamHack but just haven't been in a while to kind of see what's going on. So I was streaming all day, kind of like as I was walking around the event. And then I actually had a live stream from DreamHack from the Creator Hub. So they set up
wow,
these PCs for individual streamers to stream from,
yeah.
and then you can just log into your Twitch, whatever, and stream from there. So it was an excellent experience.
Wow. You know what? I kind of understand it being an experience and all because obviously, I was in there, I was lurking and tabbing and up,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah, yeah,
that's actually quite a good experience because obviously you were streaming it and it was like looking
yeah,
at it, and I was like,
yeah.
that's actually pretty interesting. If I lived in America, I'd probably go there myself if I could.
Yeah. No, it's a shame that DreamHack hasn't expanded to international waters. I would assume that it would. They did two this year, one in Dallas, one in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I went to both of them. Fortunately, I was a creator in the Atlanta one, not in the Dallas one. I was just a spectator.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I would hope that they would expand to international waters, like TwitchCon, right? Like at
yeah,
least they have one in Europe and one in the Americas. So
yeah.
yeah, hopefully they do something like that in the future.
Well, I am hoping that because I've got to admit, I'd go to that. I'd go to one of those. I will ask that question in a minute. You have asked that question a million times to other people. I will ask that question in a minute after I've finished. But yeah, I've got to admit, I hope they do it. I do hope they bring that to international waters, as you say,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it did look very interesting, especially with
it
you being
is.
an ambassador to it or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
no, it's super cool, Jonesy.
Yeah,
Like, if you ever have the opportunity to, go to one, you should. It's more than just gaming. They do cosplay. There's multiple stages of gaming tournaments, right? Not just one. So there was like CS:GO. There was a Call of Duty mobile tournament there. A Street Fighter tournament. The last one there was a FIFA tournament. Like, and these are all on like main stages throughout the event. The event is huge. It was at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta, and here in Dallas, it was at the Dallas Convention Center downtown. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and there's multiple vendors. Kick is there. They have a big representation. Monster's there. Monster at the Dallas one, they had a full DMX bike setup, like an environment, and there were guys doing tricks on the bike inside. Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's amazing, bro. It's like it's a show to be seen for sure.
Oh yeah, that does sound quite interesting. I will say, I think I would visit one if they ever did bring it here. I've got to admit. So,
Yeah.
a question obviously that has been asked by Jay Horner. I will ask the question: Pineapple on pizza, does it belong?
Hell no, absolutely not, absolutely not.
There's your answer.
We were just talking about this yesterday on my stream, as a matter of fact, because I brought up something about pizza, and somebody was like, "Oh, Hawaiian pizza is really good." First of all, the concept of Hawaiian pizza is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't think that even started in Hawaii, but I'll have to look that up. But I know what it was. We were talking about if Cole, I do a segment in my show called Fact or Fib, right? Or I do do another one called Would You Rather, right? So the Would You Rather.
I was in your stream when you were doing a Would You Rather.
Yeah. So the question was, would you rather have cold pizza in the morning or hot cereal?
Oh.
And yeah, both of those are disgusting. You're right. But
I think
the
I'd
cold
go for
pizza, somebody was
go
like,
for the hot
"Oh
cereal.
yeah, cold pizza with pineapple. That's just a dream." And I was like, "No, that's a nightmare, my friend. That's what that is."
I think I'd go for hot cereal because at least there's porridge.
Yeah. I can't get with you on that one, Jonesy. I don't like oatmeal. So I know that porridge and things like that just not my cup of tea.
Some people don't like porridge, but I'm just saying I think I'd go for the hot cereal.
Yeah, but what actually is porridge? Like, is it like oatmeal or is it right? Like similar, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's. How do I put this? I'd say it's similar in a way, probably similar. I've never really had oatmeal myself, so I wouldn't particularly know, but I'd say it's similar considering they're both made of oat. So considering
fair.
Like I said, I don't know. I'm not a sort of. I'm not a cook.
Gotcha. Yep.
But
fair enough.
Apparently, Jay Horner said it's actually Canadian.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. People call it Hawaiian pizza. It's not Hawaiian at all. It's not where it came from.
I know. I knew it wasn't Hawaiian, but I didn't actually know where it came from. If oatmeal is made from rolled oats, then it's the same as porridge. Well, there you go then.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess.
And I probably don't know. I probably don't like porridge either, because I hate oatmeal. It's the consistency of it. Ugh.
Yeah, but obviously, considering you say that pineapple don't belong on pizza.
Nope.
What is your favorite?
Absolutely not. I'm traditional, man. So straight up pepperoni. Throw a little sausage on there every now and then. And then when I do like to get freaky with my pizza, right, I'll do like white sauce pizza. You know what I'm saying? So like ricotta cheese, or not the traditional. Instead of the base being mozzarella, it's like ricotta. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like Parmesan cheese. So something different. But yeah, for the most part, if I order pizza, it's probably going to be thin crust, pepperoni, sausage.
Yeah.
I don't really do like a bunch of veggies on my pizza, because to me, that's at that point you're just eating a salad with bread and cheese.
I've never heard of it being called that, but yeah, I can get your point. I get your point with the whole you're eating a salad with cheese.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you think about it, isn't that the base of all meals that we eat, right? Think about a burger, right? What are the ingredients? Lettuce, tomato, right? Meat, bread, okay? Salad, lettuce, tomato, meat. Sometimes they put you some little toast on the side, or a little, stick of bread. Pizza, cheese, meat. People put vegetables on them. Bread. Like everything's a basis of a salad.
I've got another question for you, though.
Yes, sir.
Another question. Obviously, did you ever stream on YouTube at all?
No. I've actually never streamed on YouTube. Only Twitch, and more recently TikTok.
You've streamed on TikTok?
Yep.
Oh, right. I've never seen you.
Yep.
Do I even follow you on TikTok? I don't even think I do.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I signed up for TikTok maybe 5 months ago, somewhere in there. But yeah, now my streams are Twitch and TikTok at the same time, every time.
I do follow you on Instagram. I follow you on Twitter. I follow you on this.
Thank you.
No problem with me, honestly. I've got to admit, I support what you're doing, because
thank you, man.
You are a very good, as I've said multiple times, I'm going to say it again, you're a very good streamer. how
I
you do
appreciate
what
it.
you do is beyond me. Because honestly,
Which
every time I
which
check
part?
everything, because every time I've said this to multiple people, I said this before we even did this, right? Before I even got you on the show. I
Mhm.
wanted to get you on the show, if I'm right. Obviously, you did. We couldn't organise it the last time
Right.
because I did say that I wanted you on the show previous, and that's when Deli Meat had got me J Dot on the
I got
show.
you. I got you.
And I obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I was quite disappointed you couldn't show up. I was like, damn. I was hoping he could show up because he was actually one of the streamers I wanted on this show. And then when I actually managed to get you on, I was like, not gonna turn that down. Not gonna fucking
Yeah.
turn that down.
Right on.
Because honestly, if anybody in the chat right now has not checked Let Me Out, check him out because you won't be disappointed with
Thank you.
his content.
Thank you. You know, interesting story about J Dot.
Yeah.
I actually tried to sign him to my team. And he I thought he was interested. He showed some interest,
Yeah.
but obviously, as you can tell, he decided to go with Deli Meat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But congratulations to him. I think Deli has a great organization. Deli's a great leader. J Dot's a fantastic
Yeah.
player. He has high energy all the time in his streams as well too. So shout outs to him. Yeah, I would have loved to have him on my team, but yeah, a little inside scoop for you there, Jonesy. I did try to sign him first.
So to be fair, J Dot, you were a very wanted man, man. If J Dot's in the chat right now, you were a very wanted man.
Yeah, he was. He was very much so.
I will say. So, what's it take to be on your team then? I like to dig into things like this because obviously,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we're looking for individuals who really care, right? And when I say really care, I'm really talking about two things. One, you got to care about your community and what's going on around you in the world. Because, like I said, my gaming organization is about enhancing the lives of those that are less fortunate, right? Like Jonesy, you and I are fortunate to be sitting here doing this right now, right? Like there are people who can't do half of what we're doing right
Yeah.
now. So, you at least got to give a damn about that and have some passion towards wanting to make the world a better place, whatever way you can. And I'm not sitting here telling you that you got to be a person that, donates all your time or all your energy to volunteer efforts or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's just that, you got to at least have the mindset, like, control what you can control, right? Whether it's,
Yeah.
for you example, right? This podcast, whatever voice and reach you have, use that to change the narrative, right?
Yeah.
And whatever that narrative is for good. Like that's number one, first and foremost. Second, obviously we're looking for players with skill, but I think streamers just in general that have a good sense of quality and when it comes to their stream, a good sense of engagement when it comes to their streams, right? Like I'm not solely worried about numbers or you've got 60 70 people coming to your stream every week. No, that's not really it. It's what are you giving to your community from your streaming perspective? Is your content creative? Is it original, right? Are you the type of streamer that really engages with your audience versus just, I've seen people stream and all they do is show a movie.
Yeah.
Why am I watching why am I watching your stream? And again, no shout outs, no bad blood if people watch this and they're like, what is he talking about? There's no bad blood against you. But for me, I could do that myself, right? Like I could go turn on Netflix and I can watch a movie. Nothing against that. But yeah, we're looking for individuals who really care, who really are passionate about it, which says a lot about J Dot because I think that's exactly what he does. So shout outs to him again.
I'm going to be honest, right? I'm going to be honest. I'm glad you said that because, like I said, especially about the people, the thing, obviously, no bad blood again for me. This show was also about the truth to things and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't particularly get why streamers, like for example, let's count streamers that just focus on their game and don't interact with their chat.
Right.
Like that, for example. I don't get
Right.
why streamers don't do that because their chat is what matters. Their chat is
Absolutely.
what matters because that helps them grow.
Yeah, agreed.
Like you, for example.
Oh, okay.
Let's take you for example, Lenny. Right?
Okay.
I've been in your streams before.
Yeah.
I've chatted on the chat.
Yeah.
During the gameplay, you're not very chatty, but you're focused.
Right.
That obviously, if that happens, then you understand. But your gameplay
Right.
actually keeps people in. which is a good thing. And then obviously you end up chatting after it, which
Mm-hmm.
is another good thing because you
Mm-hmm.
read your chat, you're like, oh, okay, da 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 da, okay, I'll reply. So you keep your chat in the loop,
Right.
and that's what I do actually like about you because some streams I have popped in again, no bad blood to them, but I
Mm-hmm.
have popped into theirs, and then they focus on their gameplay, fair enough. But then afterwards, they just got jump into another game, and then that's it.
Yep.
They just
Yep.
don't
Yep.
acknowledge what you've put.
Yep. Yep.
And like I said, that's one thing I do like about you because you acknowledge what the chat put,
Thank you.
rather than you know ignore the fuck out of them and then.
Yeah, yeah. And, again, like we said, no bad blood to people who do that, right? I think some people are a little introverted, right? And some people they use their stream platform just to get out their gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Like they just want people to see how good or skilled they are at the game. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's really not.
Yeah.
I think you have to, and this is why I said like you have to determine what your why is,
Yeah.
right? If your why is to show people, hey, I'm a demon in Call of Duty, and that's all I care about. So, when you come to my chat, just sit down and watch,
Yeah.
then that's your why, right?
Yeah.
But that's not my why. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's your why either, right?
No.
Like my why is really to engage and to get to know people who come in. Like I feel like I know all, if not a fair amount of all the people that come into my streams, the ones that comes in on a regular basis, right? I try to get to know everybody. I know something particular about everybody.
Yeah.
Some of my people, I've given them their own like intro. You know what I'm saying? So that way, every time they come in, I'm like, yep, that's my guy, Showtime BRG. Salute to him. It's the same thing every time. So that helps build that relationship. Now, have I met him face to face? Never, not once. But that relationship between me and him is there, that bond is there, so that when I do meet him face to face, right, it's just that much more elevated and that much more appreciated.
I mean, it's like obviously, like for example, right, I chat to my chat, acknowledge what they put. Yeah, sometimes I have missed a message. Sometimes I'll admit, hands up, missed a message sometimes. Especially when Deli Meat was in my chin like a couple of times, and the chat was going, and it was like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have missed a message, I will say, and I have apologised for it. But I will try and acknowledge the chat as much as I can, and that is exactly like you. You acknowledge the chat as much as you can, rather
Yeah,
than just
as
the
much as I
gameplay.
can. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this then: what made you want to stream?
What made me want to stream? So I think what initially made me want to stream was I figured, when I play video games, I have such a good time that I wanted to share my jubilation with other people. That's what made me want to stream. Now, over time,
Yeah.
I think that changed a little bit. I think the foundation is still the same, right? I still want to share with people like, wow, that was a great time. This is fun. You were here with me.
Yeah.
But now I think it's grown and it's evolved more into, that was fun. That was a great time. You were here with me. But while you were here, right, we engaged. We talked. We got to know each other a little bit better, right? There are so many people in my chat, like I said, that I've never met face to face that I would consider now to be a friend.
Yeah.
And so, again, that camaraderie, it truly does bring people together, in my opinion. So, I think that's kind of evolved into why I stream now. And ultimately too, right? Like if the camera wasn't on, right, I'd still be doing the exact same thing. Like I said, I was playing video games earlier today, right? I wasn't streaming. But when I do that, like when I play off stream, if I'm not there, I'll say this: when I'm not on stream, there are still times when I'm playing video games that I really wish somebody was like there with me, just kind of watching and saying like, I could talk to him and be like, hey, yeah, did you see that? Yeah, that was cool. Oh, okay, like that's really still, kind of like sits in my mind. So when I stream and that's how it is, like I'm like yeah, this is exactly why I do it.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a good reason, I will say. If you want my reason for streaming, I'm going to be honest.
Sure.
I saw a mate do it. I thought it looked cool.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nope.
But
Nope.
that's So as I've said to many people that have come on here, right? Obviously, people that have gave me quite good reasons, and I've been like, my reasons, nothing compared to that. That's what I've been thinking every time someone's come on here and they've explained why, and I'm like, dude, I did it because I saw a mate do it.
Well, I mean that's a good reason, right? It is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's a cool factor in streaming. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing it just because you like it, or you saw somebody else doing it, and you was like, "Wow, that seems cool. I could do the same thing." Right? That's human nature, in my opinion.
Yeah. So Jay Horner, I am going to ask you this question, only because he said, "Oh, how about this one? No shame on
Okay.
those who do, but does he prefer people who are genuine and have some of themselves on stream, or those who are completely different and use a stream persona?"
Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, Really good question.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a preference. I think streaming gives you the ability to be who you want to be,
Yeah.
right? Now, I will say when it comes to like social media, for example, I
Yeah.
don't like when people are fake about what they do, right? Like people who do, and again, this is no shame on people who do it,
Yeah.
but if you do it, you know who you are, right? They do like, for example, workout videos or whatever, like these clips of when they were in the gym,
Yeah.
and when in reality they were only there for 5 minutes
Yeah.
to get videos, right? But yet they really aren't that gym ratty, so to
Yeah.
speak. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stand. So I think when it comes to whether people are genuine or some persona, I think ultimately if it's you, it's you, right? Like give me you, and if your you is actually Sir Tokes is a prime example. His persona, if that's what you want to call it,
Yeah.
is the Beast, but it still is fundamentally him, right? Like talking to him in regular, he's still extremely animated, extremely like high energy. But yet it's like a light bulb, and it just switches on when it's time for to stream. So it doesn't seem like it's a separate persona.
Yeah.
It just seems like an extension of his genuine self.
All right. Okay. You know what, Sir Tokes? He's giving you a lot of credit here. I'm gonna have to check you out one time.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta check him out. Yeah,
I'm gonna have
you
to
definitely
check
gotta
you
check him
out
out.
one time.
Yeah, like remember I was telling you, Jonesy, I usually have like an intro for everybody that
Yeah.
joins in on my stream. He's the only person that I let him do his own intro because
Oh,
I can't.
right.
It's that I can't even match it. Me trying to do it for him would be an injustice.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to check you out one time because he's singing your praises like no tomorrow. But yeah, about stream personas. Yeah, about
Yeah,
stream personas. Is yours
yeah.
a stream persona or is yours like your real self, just in
I
general?
think it's 50-50, man.
50-50.
And when I say 50-50, I don't mean like the persona is not me 50%. I think it just comes out in times, right? Like what you see on stream is truly me. Don't get it
Yeah.
wrong. But that's not how I am in every
Yeah.
situation, every time out, like when I'm in the street. Like
Yeah.
I'm not always saying, yeah, man. Like I'm not just doing that as I walk across the street, right? But
Yeah.
but but that part of me is me. Like when I get excited and I see my friends, I'm like, yeah, man, like that's me still. So I think what I did was I just took parts of myself and I just elevated them so
Yeah.
that, when they're shown on screen, it's like, oh, this is who this guy is, right?
Yeah.
Like it's that versus, if you really got to know me, you'll see some parts where it's like, oh, okay, Lenny's cool. Like, okay, got it. Yeah, you just amp them up. So
Yeah. So I guess like you're a bit like me, Deli Meat. Um, I can't think of any other streamers that do it. Like for example, you're a bit like me. I'm just gonna go with me because I know myself very well.
okay, yep.
You're a bit like me that basically keeps his personal life separate from his stream life, and
Mm-hmm.
basically
Mm-hmm.
puts on doesn't act like himself, like exactly like himself on camera, but
Mm-hmm.
acts enough of himself to be
Yeah.
himself on camera.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think when it comes to my personal life, like I do keep it separate. But at the same time, like I do want people to genuinely know me. So there are parts about me that I will open up to
Yeah.
everyone. I'm not completely private, right? But I mean, let's be honest, right? There are weirdos in the world, so we got to protect ourselves. But yeah, what you see on stream though is still what you get,
Yeah.
right? Like for example, when we were at DreamHack, everything that we saw on stream, like when people were coming up, actually someone came up and asked for my autograph, which was a first. But
Hey.
when people came up and while we were there, and they're like, yeah, do the yeah man thing. I'm like, yeah, because that's who I am. When I was doing questions, right? That's who I am.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a persona and it's far off from who you really are, I think it's harder to maintain that because there'll be times when you're just maybe not wanting to do it, or you'll get caught off guard, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, "Hey, do the thing," and you're like, yeah, that thing,"
Hey, don't worry. I know what you're saying. I was caught off guard
Yeah.
one time on holiday
Yeah.
where somebody
Like imagine meeting an actor,
Yeah.
right, who played I don't know, I'll just say this because we were talking about him the other day, but like Tony Starks, right, Robert Downey Jr., right. If you walk up to him, you're like, "Hey, Iron Man," he's not gonna be like, "You talking to me?" Like that's not his. You know what I mean? Like that's his character. So I think it's a difference between a character and a persona. I think a persona is an extension of yourself. A character is just a whole different person. So I'm not a character on stream. I do have a persona. Lemmy is a persona, right? That's obviously not my real name. So, but it is an extension of me because everything that Lemmy is inside of me.
Yeah. So how did you? So what's behind the name I'm Lemmy then? Because obviously your name like my name on stream, Jonesy316, it's a mixture of two things. So what what made you come up with I'm Lemmy?
Yeah, so Lemmy is short for Let Me Hold That. That's my full handle. So if you ever see me on Call of Duty or PlayStation, right, it's Let Me Hold That.
I've actually seen you. I don't know if it's saying that or posting that on Twitter. I can't remember, but I have seen you say or post that. I can't quite remember.
Yeah. No, that's my full name. Let me hold that. And that of course came from kind of Call of Duty, where it's like, say, you kill someone and then they have a good gun that they leave behind. It's like, yeah, let me get that gun you got because I'm gonna start using it, right? But we went with I'm Lemmy for short because when you're in the heat of battle in Call of Duty, no one can say, "Let me hold that. He's over there." Or we do a lot of communication. It's like by the time you say that whole thing, you're dead. So everybody just started calling me Lemmy for short, and so that's where I'm Lemmy came from.
All right, fair enough. I thought, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think Let Me Hold That would actually make you come up with that.
Yeah.
But then again, I can't say anything because Jonesy, the reason that is, obviously the 316 comes from Stone Cold.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, I think I caught that. I did. I was like, okay, yeah. I saw a 316. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's some Stone Cold Austin.
Yeah, that's Stone Cold Steve
reference.
Austin reference. And Jonesy basically is an extension, you could say, of my last name, really. That's basically how it made you come up. That's basically how it made me come up with that.
Yeah.
But not everyone actually knows the 316 made me come up with Stone Cold, basically. Not everyone knows me. Not everyone knows that.
Nice. Did you know that Stone Cold didn't even plan on doing that when he did it?
Yeah, actually, because he actually isn't. I believe at the time, I don't know if he is now, but I believe he wasn't religious at the time, and when he did a speech, when he did a speech, it actually come up with Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass" and everything. That was actually. Are you a fan of wrestling by any chance?
I was a big fan of wrestling back in the day. Yeah, 100%. Like watching pay-per-views, all that. But I kind of lost touch after Goldberg left. That's when I gave up.
Ah, really? So Goldberg was one of your favorite superstars then?
Oh, he is my 100 top. He is my 100% top wrestler of all time. Unbeaten, undefeated. Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh. So you were a WCW fan then, more so than in the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were a WCW fan.
Yeah.
Oh, me and you are opposites on that one. Me and you are very opposite.
Don't get me wrong, I like both, but to me, Goldberg was the pinnacle.
Yeah, I can understand. That. The many Goldberg fans, I'm not gonna lie, Goldberg was. I mean, I do think he's a slight bit overrated. Sorry for everybody who's in here if they like Goldberg. I do think he's a slight bit overrated.
Fair.
But given that, he was an alright superstar compared to the likes of Hulk Hogan, who was very, very overrated.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
One Hulk Hogan was super overrated. Yeah.
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, in all fairness, even though I thought Goldberg was a tad bit overrated, I still say he was better than Hulk Hogan. Very
See, I
much.
think so. While we're on the subject, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say two things about Goldberg. Number one, the reason why I like Goldberg because he felt more authentic than other wrestlers, right? Like he came out, right? His outfit was just the black. That's it, right? Also very Mike Tyson like, right?
Yes.
Like just a scary looking dude that will just put you down, period, right? And authentic, he didn't have a gimmick, right? Bill Goldberg is his actual name,
Yeah.
right? He didn't have a costume. He was just like, bro, I'm here to wrestle and that's it. And you're not gonna beat me. So that's one. And then two, his intro music, oh my God. It's actually of course I always say at the end of my streams, somebody play my theme music and it's a horn based melody, but I got that song and I use that song because it's very reminiscent of me to Bill Goldberg's intro music with the horns because I feel like, any superhero, superstar, right? Horns are just like the calling of
Yeah.
when this person is coming or when this person is going. So,
Yeah. Play
yeah.
Goldberg in questions. That's what somebody put.
And, yeah,
That would be
as long as he doesn't spear me, then because I'm gonna beat him. That's just it.
But also, so you don't watch wrestling now,
No, I don't.
but I bet you'd be interested to know Goldberg's returned recently.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Jonesy. Oh man. I'm at the point actually now where I actually don't even watch TV, but I might have to watch if Goldberg's back. Come on, man.
Goldberg was back in 2017.
I watched it then. I did
Yeah.
watch it then. I saw that
Goldberg
one.
and
I saw that
Lesnar.
return, and then I saw his son come in and do some crappiness, and I was like, yeah, this is over for me.
Obviously, you're not a big fan of it now, but a superstar called Gunther, world champion, and Goldberg has recently returned.
Okay. I might have to check that.
Considering you're a big Goldberg fan, I thought I'd actually tell you. But yeah, he is in.
I appreciate it.
He is in the mix, Goldberg
Okay.
right now. But
Okay.
my favourite superstar obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin. Is whatever. Like I don't know what made you actually be this good at it, but maybe it's years of experience. But I'd like to say it is. But I've played it for years and experience, and I can't play for shit.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I think Call of Duty really is one of those things that boil down to muscle memory,
yeah.
right? Because there are people who play on mouse and keyboard and can't transition to controller, and then there are people who play on controller who can't transition to mouse and keyboard, like myself, right? But I think it's all because it boils down to muscle memory. In COD, there are, just like any other games, there are concepts, right? So, for example, slide and cancel, right? That's a concept, right? So if you know the button sequence to achieve that, right, then, and you know the situation of when to do it, then, as long as you practice it over and over, you do it over and over, it just becomes second nature to do it when, the situation calls for it. So I think it just boils down to that, knowing the situations, knowing what sequence of things to kind of do and your hands get used to, right? And then after that, ultimately it just boils down to some of your teammates and how you want to tactically put things together, but there's strategies around that as well. But yeah, it's muscle memory for the most part.
Yeah, right, muscle memory. Well, considering we were on about age earlier, god damn it. God damn it. My muscle memory is going to be terrible when I'm your age.
It's got to be the right muscle memory, though. You got to do it right a couple of times. You can't, if you do it wrong and you get that, in muscle memory, then you'll be screwed forever. But yeah, you got to get the right habits.
Damn. Whatever age you are, right? Whatever age it is, because obviously I got it wrong earlier. Jay got it wrong. Whatever age you're at right now, I don't want to even think about what I'm going to be like on COD by the time I'm your age. I do not want to even think about it.
Yeah. I don't even think, if I think about my age now and your age now, I don't think I was as good as I am now in COD then. I put it that way. So even, that many years in between, it just takes practice, man. Like anything. And like I said, once you practice and you start to see other people, and a lot of watching other people, to be honest, to be fair, watch people who are better than yourself, or people who you think are demons at COD, and you just try to mimic some of the stuff they do. It's just like basketball. Like, I played basketball when I was a kid, terrible. And when as I got, older and I started watching, Michael Jordan and, Penny Hardaway and people that I like wanted to emulate, and I was like, okay, he did this, and you try to practice it in the mirror, and then you just muscle memory it, then you start to get good too.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, man. But the fact
Still no? Okay.
I'm gonna ask you now. Are you a robot?
Am I a robot? I hope not, Jonesy.
You get right. I'm gonna just ask this question now that we've been on it. Right. You get these people, right, these sports athletes and everything else, right? Yeah. Like, you've heard of Cristiano Ronaldo, surely?
Yes.
You've heard of Lionel Messi?
Yes.
Right? They're only like, what, 9-8 years off me? Like, relatively 38, 39. And I still don't know how they're playing like that.
Yeah. Those guys are aliens, bro. There's no way. There's no way. They're not a part of this world. They're you can, to me, people like that, once in a lifetime, once in a generation that you'll ever see. No one else will be like them. And don't get me wrong, social media kind of helps that, right? Like, it kind of aids that, because I do think we missed a lot of goats in different sports and different arts and history that just weren't elevated due to the fact there was no social media and no visibility to them as quickly as there is now. But with the way life is now, those guys are truly amazing. I don't know how they do what they do either, and still. I don't know. There's no explanation for it other than you're an alien. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to think you are.
You think I'm an alien?
Yeah, I think you're a gaming alien at this point.
A gaming alien?
Yeah, because whatever age it is you're at, right? Mm-hmm. When I reach your age, I'm going to be honest. I'm shit at COD now, right? And I completely am, guys. Right, hands up, completely am. And I hate to say this, but I hate to imagine what I'm going to be like when I come to your age.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
It's just like you told me earlier that I'm old enough to be your dad, and all that lot, and I was like, what? I thought you were my age, bro.
No.
Yeah, I've got to admit. So the Beyonce thing.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's do a deli meat. Let's talk about it.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. So, how do I even begin? All right. So, Beyonce used to be in a group called Destiny's Child, right? It was 4 of them, right? When I was in college, they did a concert in St. Louis, where they were the headliner, right? Yeah. It was actually Destiny's Child and Nelly, and this was around the time when Beyonce was separating herself from the group, right? She was about to come out with her first album. So all up until this point, I was the biggest fan of not only Destiny's Child, but really Beyonce. Like, I thought she was just it. I just knew that eventually I would meet her, marry her, take her away to Costa Rica or some foreign country where we could never be found again, and we would just elope forever, right?
Yeah.
So needless to say, that didn't happen. She is obviously not married to me. Shout outs to JC for taking my woman. But So anyway, it got bad, man. Like, I was a big fan. I used to I would find any way I could to get their music. I kept this folder that had all of her favorite things in it, when her birthday was, their favorite foods. It was bad. I was this was when people were real fans of things.
Yeah, so basically, I guess you could say, I would say an obsessed fan, but not like that. It's more so I wouldn't say it's an obsessed fan, but no,
it's like what a real fan used to be, right? The word fan is short for fanatic, right? So that means you're when you truly are into what someone does. And to be a fan at that time, you did things outside the norm other than just go see them or go for their concerts. Or like you kept up with them in real life, and there was no social media. So in real life meant that you had to read about them in the newspaper or in a magazine or whatever. So when you saw those things, you'd keep them and namesake, right? Whatever.
Yep.
So anyway, moving forward, like I said, they were putting on this concert in St. Louis. Yeah. And I just happened to be in St. Louis for an internship. Yeah. So I go there and I was like, oh yeah, I'm 100% I'm going to this concert. There's nothing that is stopping me. Right. Yeah. And I was there with my roommate and I told my roommate, I said, hey, I'm going to this Destiny's Child concert. Do you want to go? He's like, yeah, I'll go with you. All right, cool. And so he said, well, if we're going to go, we got to get dates. And I was like, to myself, I said, well, I don't need a date because when I go to the concert, I plan on leaving home with Beyonce. Like, oh. There's no need me bringing sand to the beach here, brother. Like, I leave space in the room in the car so that she can sit down and be comfortable when we come back. Okay. He's like, all right, well, we need dates. I said, okay, whatever. All right. So we find these two girls and we're like, all right, yeah, you want to go to the concert with us? We'll buy your tickets. Cool. They said, yep, they want to go too. They were big, Destiny Child fans. Yep. So long story short, the day of the concert, everybody says they don't want to go anymore. Yeah. My roommate, the two girls, everybody's like, I don't want to go. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? I got an outfit. I got my hair cut. I'm all cleaned up. I'm ready to go to this damn concert. And they were like, well, we're not going. We don't want to go. Okay, fine. So I took a cab from St. Louis to East St. Louis, which, by the way, if you know anything about St. Louis, number one, from St. Louis to East St. Louis is very far. And there was no Uber. There was no, Lyft. It was cabs, okay? Funky yellow cabs. And they were very expensive, right? So I took a cab. The other thing you want to know about East St. Louis, it's not safe to go by yourself, period. Okay? But I did because I was like, nothing is stopping me from going to this concert. So I go to the concert, and the concert was Mario, Eve. There was somebody else in between there, but Mario, Eve, and then Nelly and Destiny's Child were the headliners, so they go at the end of the concert. Yeah. Some foreshadowing, Jonesy. Okay. I never saw Nelly. Oh. They were last. This is foreshadowing. Yeah. Okay. I never got to see Nelly. Okay. Okay. So now we're back. The events up to when I got to the concert and up to the point where I never saw Nelly. Okay. Yeah. What happened in between there is why Beyonce is no longer my favorite artist. She still, has a place in my heart, but it's very deep, and it takes a lot for me to find out where that place is. Anyway, so I go to this concert, and like I said, I'm there by myself. I see Mario, I see Eve. They're great. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's time for Destiny's Child to come out. Like I said, this was when Beyonce was turning into what we now know as Beyonce, and she did this song called "Dangerously in Love with You." Actually, I think it's just called "Dangerously in Love." Excuse me. Yeah. And it was a ballad, right? So it's just her singing, none of the other members of the group. And when she did it, all the lights went dark, and she came down in this like gorgeous white gown, coming down these like steps. It was like truly heavenly. So I was like, to myself, I'm thinking, this is it. This is the sign I've been waiting for. This is the message from God that her and I should be together, right? Of course. So what do? I stand up and I run to the stage. Run. Full on sprint. Now, my seats, the way they had it was a stage, then it was a bunch of people that had actual seats, and then it was a grassy knoll like behind that, right? I was in the grassy knoll, okay? So, but when this whole aura of her comes down these steps, I'm like, I gotta, she's telling me to come up here. Is she saying how dangerously in love she is with me? That's the name of the song. So clearly, I'm dangerously in love with her. This is it. This is the moment. This was my chance, Jonesy. This was it, right? Yeah. I take off running, and I just I remember it like it was yesterday. It was all in slow motion. Just like I was getting closer. I could see her smiling. I'm smiling. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this 275-pound man with a yellow shirt on that said security on it grabbed me by the neck and threw me to the ground. I didn't get close at all. And, I'm sitting there on the ground with my face planted like this, and then his what felt like his foot on my face like this, but I could still see the stage, and I'm looking up at her, and she's still singing at me dangerously in love with you. And I'm like, help me, help me, help me so I can be with you. That was the whole point of this. Yeah, but nope, that didn't happen. I wasn't arrested. I was like lightweight, like arrested. Like I didn't go to jail or anything, but I was I was given a citation by Ticketmaster that said for the next 7 years I can't see a Beyonce or Destiny's Child concert. So yeah,
That story was fucking great.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
that
That's what happened.
was brilliant. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I did not actually see that coming.
Well, yeah, it happened, man. Can't make it up. Can't make it up.
I've been good and not asked about cream eggs today. Yes, you have, Jay. You know what? Ask it because I know you're dying to. I know you're dying to. Don't worry, I know what question he's going to ask.
Cream eggs?
Yeah, don't worry, I know what question he's got in mind. Hey, Black Ram, how you doing, my friend? Any questions you have for Imlemme, by the way? Cream eggs, how do you eat yours?
What? First of all, what are cream eggs?
Cadbury's cream eggs.
Just regular eggs, or?
Did he sell them in America?
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically like a chocolate egg with stuff inside. The Cadbury's cream egg.
Oh, Cadbury's. Yeah.
Eggs. Sorry, I
haven't.
That obviously.
I haven't had one in forever, so I don't know. I don't know that I have a methodology as to how I eat mine. I think when I did have one, I think I bit into it and maybe took the cream out first, and then ate the rest. I think that I could see myself.
So there you go. You know how he eats his now. Next guest, you're probably going to ask how they eat theirs. He's been asking. He asked bloody Deli the same question.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's asked actually probably all of them. How do you eat yours?
Is that? Yeah. It's like that's how you tell the real parts of a man. How do you eat your cream eggs?
Yeah, don't worry. He's asked all my streamers I've had on here probably. You didn't ask Jay that, no, but you asked pretty much. You pretty much asked them all.
Make sure when you have Sir Tokes on, you ask him. Make sure you do.
Oh, I'll
you'll get an animated answer for sure.
The fact is, I'll wait until you know what? If I can. Oh, hey! Thank you for the 10. Thank you, Blazing Gaming, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. I know I've got bits because I can play Stone Cold.
Hey.
Thank you for the bits. I appreciate them. Yeah, I'm having a great stream, Blazing Gaming. Yeah, it's a podcast, by the way. But yeah, that actually does not. The Beyonce story was fucking great. I've got to admit. People, if they were in here, if they have heard it, and when they hear it, will probably be like, "That's fucking funny."
Yeah, no, I want Beyonce to hear it just so that she can feel the angst that I felt. And this was years ago, Jonesy. This wasn't recent, right? Like, so I just want her to remember how she affected me for the rest of my life by sitting there looking at me while she's singing, while I'm being wrestled to the ground. It's not a fun experience. It's not.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I've never heard a story like that. This is the first episode I've heard a story like that, so that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant.
Dramatic. Very dramatic.
Anyways, guys, I will ask Lemmy who should we raid out to.
Is it choice? My choice?
Your choice. You're the guest.
Let's see. I see some people. Sham plays.
Sham plays.
Yep.
Okay. I will get his name up now.
It's a woman, by the way.
Her name then. Sorry, I'm not trying to be one of those people that
All right, you're good. I sent it to you in Discord.
All right. Let me get that up now. But yeah, hopefully the next time this is on is after my holiday, which is going to be the 12th of November or the 5th of November. Sorry, the 5th of November. Hoping to book one for then, but if I don't book one for the 5th, the next one will be the 12th of November with Goss Josh Games. He is another good streamer, and I'm hoping to actually, I'm hoping that I should learn some things about him because I've learned stuff about Lemmy tonight that I'll never look at him the same.
I'm a different guy now.
The fact is that is the main point of this show, and hopefully we will be able to. Obviously, when I do come back from holiday, guys, you will tune in. And yeah, that is it from me and Lemmy tonight. I will see you after I get back from holiday. Okay, bye.
Love it.